Milutinovic and Kayla Mears.
Welcome one and all to Mollymook here on the New South Wales South Coast. What a magnificent afternoon we've got for you. The women's elite are about to take on each other. Number 5 seeds in Mears and Jana Milutinovic, taking on the number 10 seeds, Tarryn Angermeier and Genel Sturgeon. Sturgeon chasing down that dig. Tarryn Angermeier putting that ball over. She finds herself at the net, maybe out of position for a block, but they retreat and Mears pulls up the first point with a roll down the line. If you're just joining us today, you would have seen that we started at a fairly overcast and still conditions and almost cold. And right now it is sun beaming down, stunning setting, and an absolutely rip-snorter of a cross-court swing again from Brianna. But back to the weather. The waves are rolling in, the sky and the water is blue, the flags are fairly still. It's a slight offshore, but to no one's real advantage at the moment. So Tarryn and Genel, originally from the US of A, as you may hear on the effects mic, some fairly loud cheering and thick American accents. Not only from them, but also from a couple of their supporters up on the hill of the Mollymook Beach in the crowd here. One in particular, Anna Donlan herself, would be yelling out the USA, USA chant. To everyone's delight, no doubt. There's Genel with the serve. And Jana with a huge swing. Battle of two fairly well-matched teams here. We mentioned that they are number 5 and number 10 seed respectively. And they're in stature, they're quite well-matched. Genel, the taller of her and Tarryn, and Jana, the taller and blocker of her and Brianna. So physically, they match up quite similar. There's a big hammer from Genel. Oh, great diving save from Angermeier. Oh, with anger, Brianna. Pokies from Tarryn. Gets the signal. High line roll. Finds the corner. Brianna Mears on fire. She's winning 75% of the points at the moment. And clean as a whistle. Nicely done. Great start from the younger girls. Tarryn and Genel have been around for a little while now. They're hailing from Victoria. They call that beautiful state home. And Jana and Brianna are obviously teaming up for a few summers, or a few tournaments at least now, from Jana's South Australian and Brianna is Queenslander. And they team up very well. They match up nicely. Brianna, short in stature, but a little pocket rocket. And Jana, just dominant at the net. I shouldn't say just. She's got many other attributes. And that'll take us to our first end change with a 2 serving 5. The lead going the way of Mears and Milutinovic. Bit of M&M action. Saw some of that at Super Bowl. Different sort of M&Ms. So as they come down to the broadcast end, our number 5 seeds, Brianna and Jana. Jana is on the left, Brianna is on the right. And they are sporting the avocado printed bottoms and the pink top. And on the far side, the north side at the moment is on the right-hand side as we look at it on the broadcast is Genel, and Tarryn is on the left as that ball goes just long. As a change of ends brings a change of conditions, not quite dealt with initially. And they're sporting the green tops and the red bottoms. Sort of a avocados versus toffee apple. Both teams trading errors. We find ourselves with still a 4-point deficit. 7 serving 3. Jana with the honours at the baseline now, getting this call from Brianna. Fingers behind the back. She storms into the net and now pulls off with a free ball. Brianna getting the set she wants. High and across. She's got a nice little change of the wrist in her action there. So approach looked hard and sharp and then just turned the wrist and shoulder as she went through. Nicely done. Nicely done. Handy little lead here for Jana and Brianna, the emerging volleyball. Great float serve. Oh, and a beautiful block to boot. You may not quite be able to see it from the camera angle that we've got set up for you, but Jana is serving from that top corner straight down the line, and she's just clearing the top of the net. Let's see what she's got in store right now. You'll see it near the New South Wales government logo. There she is. Smack straight down the line. The run around pass. Great work from Genel Sturgeon. Cuts it nicely. Sturgeon the surgeon. Oh, she had the right spot, Genel, but she couldn't quite turn it back in. And we'll see another end change. If there's one thing you can always rely on with Tarryn and Genel, it's that they'll be often smiling and passionate. And as is the American way, quite loud. Oh, good turn, but just wide of the side. Just wide, sorry. So the Victorians are getting a look in. They're getting a few good looks at a couple of attacks, and they're certainly beating the court and the defender and the blocker, but they are just missing those sidelines as they change sides, but they still serve Genel. Sends over a free ball. What can she do with the block? Brianna Mears gets it and tools straight off the top. Nice work from the young Queenslander. Angermeier and Sturgeon change sides again. See if Brianna serves Sturgeon, who's now on the left of your screen. Or is she going to go the positional serve? No, she goes the player. Nice set from Tarryn. Great block from Jana. Double fist pump. Very, very happy with herself. And her partner for setting her up on that great serve as well. So good service pressure from the young guns, the number 5 seeds. And a tough flat serve. Just not quite getting the tracking with her platform at the moment, and just catching it a little too high. And they've been forced into a timeout, and they trail by 8. So Mears and Milutinovic lead 12-4 here in the first set. And as the teams come back from their timeout and a chat and a sip and a pat on the back, we've got our scoreboard up to date now. It's a 14-4 deficit of 10. So if you left us just at the start of the timeout and came back and there's 2 points you've missed, you haven't missed anything. We've just updated our broadcast. And we're back on it. And the Sand Monster looks like he's got Tarryn by the ankle. And a little too powerful from the pocket rocket. Little Mearsy sneaking that one through the hands of Genel. It was a good pass. It was a good set and a good approach from Tarryn earlier, but just as we saw, she found herself squandering it in the sand. Nice float serve. Good pass. Good hands on the set. Nice tool off the top of the Milutinovic block. Well done. 10-point deficit, 15-10. Nice bump set from Bree and Tarryn Angermeier. The shorter of the two gets a nice shut block, and we'll go to a timeout with 9-point lead to Brianna Mears and Jana Milutinovic. Visit newsouthwales.com. You can check out Shoalhaven. What an absolutely stunning place. We did have a perfect still morning with the backdrop, and then the offshore winds came and rolled the surfers out. I thought they were just waiting up in the car park with their boards for some white water to break, and they've got that now. So a couple of little 2-footers out there by the look of it. Nothing too extravagant, but nice enough to cut through and paddle out for, especially if you're a beginner like me. Back to the action here. And straight after the tech timeout is, fault, but it couldn't have been by much. Couldn't have been by much. Jana getting a thumbs up from the scorer's bench, and our second referee, Steve. One of the best in the business, and he's joined up on the stand by Kristina Knezovic. One of the emerging talents in our refereeing department as well. Great cut shot from Tarryn. She gets that short angle in front of the short defender. Tarryn with the serve. Jana with the spike. Big swing. Finds the corner. She's just got too much height and too much court to work with. The number 10 seeds have a significant margin to chip away at. They trail by 10. But Brianna Mears with that little float serve. We love seeing it. She's so good. Can she get that one? No, she can't. She conserves her energy with that now 9-point margin. They know that they can basically just side out from now and conserve some energy and go into the second set. So let's see what they got. Well, that's not going to help, girls. It's conserving so much energy, you're getting aced. Let's get back on it. We'll forgive him for that one, so long as it doesn't happen again. But, oh, no, she's left that one. Very good judgment second time round. Jana with the serve. Great work. Splits the middle. Yeah, she's got it back. Tarryn now with a huge bump, but can't quite control that. As Jana and Kayla, my apologies for any insult given or just mispronunciation or misidentification. And they'll change ends and go to a 19-9 lead. And that'll do us for the end of the first set. Going 21-9. Started quite close, and the the class of the number 5 seeds just stretched away in the end, and a significant point deficit for that end of the first set. And we'll be back just after a quick break. And welcome back to court number 1 here on day 2 of round 2 of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. We are here in the second set. First point of the set went to Angermeier and Sturgeon. We've got Kayla at full stretch and Jana with an ambitious set, it must be said. And we've got Mike Suter here joining us, looking down the barrel. G'day, Mike. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate.
Great to have you here. Now, you're the senior men's coach. You've just joined the party here in Australia. How is it? How are you finding it?
Yeah, I must say, like, this is beach volleyball, right? Cobram was a good start here, being here in Mollymook. Yeah, great. We'll be at the beach. For sure not from where I'm from, Switzerland. We don't have this kind of tournament, so yeah, stoked to be here.
Beautiful. Now, you mentioned Switzerland. How much is the change from what you were coaching there to coaching here like?
Still beach volleyball, right?
Yeah.
So it's about winning and putting the ball on the ground. Definitely interesting here with Australia on the men's side, but also on the women's side of a, let's say, a bit more aggressive way of playing the game. So I think that's just like I'm coming here and trying to be an addition to that kind of game. So yeah, it's still beach volleyball. But
great. And you happy with what you see with the men at the moment?
Definitely, yeah, a lot of potential, and I'm just looking forward to get out into the world and compete. Yeah,
fantastic. We've obviously had 2 years pretty rough, but you've come here with big plans. We got a short cycle for Olympics as well. We're looking to qualify for that. What's first on the cards, or what's next after the Australian summer?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The World Tour calendar changed like from day to day, unfortunately. But it looks like that we're going to start off in middle of March in a tournament in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. Fantastic. Have you been to Mexico before?
Yes and no. I was last year there for 3 weeks, but in a bubble. So
oh, no.
I just only saw the hotel. Can't tell you that
Your
much
passport
more.
says you were there, but you didn't. Yeah, okay. Well, as we go to a quick end change for the first time here in the second set, the number 5 seeds find themselves the wrong side of the ledger at the moment. Looks like the Victorians, the number 10 seeds, have come back significantly. Now, we turn our attention back to the senior men's coach, Mike Suter. When did you get here?
Yeah, actually on the first possible moment. Because of visa and everything, it was tough here. Like, you're Australian, makes the life a bit difficult to travel.
I apologize on behalf of everybody.
But I'm here, so I'm glad to be here. So I came here in November, started in January.
Yep.
So yeah.
Magnificent. Well, you came at the perfect time of year, you know.
Yeah.
Sun and sand and, well.
Escaping the winter.
Yeah.
Summer here, it's perfect.
Now, one of our other sports broadcasters, Ben, who's just in the next tent, does a lot of the court announcing. He did the, I think it was in Gard or Stad? Stad, yeah. The snow volleyball. Up a couple of years ago. Did you catch any of that while you were there?
No,
no?
Really not. Like, I'm committed to sand,
Yeah.
not to snow.
You
so
don't think we're going to see a Winter Games beach event?
there's a lot of effort, but I stick to that one.
Yeah,
to sand.
I think you
It's-
might be right as well. I don't think too many people will be happy sitting out on a beach in the middle of winter anyway. Now, your men's program has come almost to a head with Damien Schumann has left. You didn't get a chance to work with him, but it's new combinations around the court and on the sand. Obviously, Chris and Paul are fairly successful after their first round in Cobram. And they took it out over the next pair with Isaac and Mark. But if we're honest, we might not have expected to see Isaac and Mark there so quickly. It might have been Tom and Maxi.
Yeah.
How do the guys interact? They train really hard together. Is there like good bravado? Is there camaraderie?
For sure, some mateship there. We train very hard. Like
Yep.
with me, also Daniel Huberis, new strength and conditioning coach, started, and we put in a lot of hours in the sand, but also next to the court. So yeah, it's interesting to see also how the guys cope with that, and then obviously some COVID-related slowdowns,
Yep.
but I think so far very good. And yeah, Mark and Isaac, they just understand the game very good. They crafty, so I think they came out on top because of being just that smartness of understanding the game a bit more. And Thomas and Max, because of not playing only their role like two blockers together, which is for the moment the pairing because we have still Zach Schubert injured.
Yep.
So I think that's just also like dealing with the new situation, with the new role. It's not always easy. And then also to honestly say, like we didn't stop the physical work. So
Yeah.
the guys, they need to go.
Yeah, well, we saw some gold medal conditioning afterwards down in Cobram, which was quite fascinating. Now, there's your input we can start to see already, but there seems to be a lot of facial hair with the boys. Is this your input? Because there's a few mustaches that are getting rocked out at the moment.
No, with me it would be the beard, not the moustache. But
there's no mustache coming up.
No, it stays. No,
Yeah.
it's not my choice.
I don't think it's Chris's choice either, because that was interesting this morning. It was very Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, we thank you for your time. Thank you very much. Mike Suter, everybody, the senior men's beach volleyball coach. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers. And as we turn our attention back and thanking Mike Suter for his very kind words and giving up his time, we turn our attention back to the second set, and Angermeier and Sturgeon have gone out to a double-point deficit. They're 10 points to 5 up. The scoreline reflecting their seedings in number only, and the ability is switched on its head from the first set. This is fascinating. Time out going into that tech style. No, sorry, called just in general. 11 points to 6. Angermeier and Sturgeon over Mears and Milutinovic here at Mollymook. back out here on centre court. Women's elite competition here. Set number 2. Seed 5 versus 10. Seed 5 find themselves 6 points down. Make that 7. It's a stunning turnaround. Mears and Milutinovic won the first set 21-9. And they now find themselves 7 points down. Almost at that tech timeout stage. And a shank is going to take us there. What a stunning turn of events here in the second set. One point to go before our tech timeout break. Little change up from Kayla and Jana. They changed sides. Let's see what Tarryn's got on serve. She still picks on Jana. Interesting. Let's see what the hammer's got for her. She's got it on the block, but she's just out of reach from her partner on defense, and we'll go to a technical timeout with our number 5 seeds trailing by 7 points, but leading 1-0 here in the second set. Live your best student life with Scape. Back out here on centre court. Kayla Mears and Jana Milutinovic. 1-0 up, but find themselves 7 points behind against the rowdy Yanks from Victoria. Angermeier and Sturgeon. Sturgeon with the pass. And she gets a tight set and gets completely shut down from Jana. Looks like she means business as they come out of that tech timeout. Watched Jana and Kayla for many years now. Up and coming ranks. They're now emerging volley-roos, and it's easy to see why. But let's see what they're like when they're under the pump. Oh, it just gets caught in the net. Do I let it hit? Do I try to dig it? I'm quite tall. I'm going to get it before it touches the net, and not quite. Kayla very fast on the sand. Just maybe a little too quick. Maybe just a slight overrun, pushing that ball into the net. They got a little bit of work to do, but I dare suggest they've got a touch more time than they think, so they just don't want to pressure themselves too much. Tarryn and Genel obviously have the serving target in Jana. But right now, Jana just can't quite get that one, but Genel did touch the tape. So the ball went long, but not before the net touch. Well, on the 2 ball, great defensive up, retreating blocker, and Tarryn power digs that one out of the court to no avail. At full stretch, the Victorian girls are desperate to keep this lead, but I think they might have a little bit more time than they think. Admittedly, Mears and Milutinovic are starting to get on the charge after that technical timeout. But it is the last roll of the dice for Tarryn and Genel. So let's see if they can capitalise. Tarryn often putting that ball just about a metre in from the stick. Great stretch. Can she transition to deep on attack? Same can be said for Mears, but it was Jana just out of reach this time at the bottom of the net. Jana and Kayla. Not done with yet, but they do seem somewhat reserved for any sort of comeback. It is 16-10. Oh, and Jana is just not quite tracking that ball onto the platform as well as she'd hoped. And Tarryn and Genel are just not letting up. Foot on the throat type stuff. Let's see what the rest of this set has got in store. That's a better pass from Jana. And cuts it nicely to the outside of the defender, to the line. Nicely done. The window of opportunity is slightly ajar, you could say, for Mears and Milutinovic. All is not lost if they do go down this set, though. We'll be going to a third and deciding. So build the energy, build the momentum back up. Both teams will be looking to build themselves as it looks to go to 3. Oh, great shot. Wrong footing Kayla, who looks slightly proppy on that foot. Hopefully she's okay. (18) serving 11. Genel's got the honours now. Nice pass from Jana. Bit tight. And a huge swing from Jana. Very happy. Great bump set from Kayla. Great judgment at the net. It's quite difficult when you get all tied up and worried about elbowing one of those 10 centimetre squares. Over on 2, but goes out into the corner. Just etching their way back. I'm sure if the set goes the way of the Victorians, they'll be happy with their effort and roll into the third set. But just a few extra points here at the end of the second might just put the number 5 seeds in a dangerous position. If, in fact, it goes to 3. Only 4 points now. It was out to 10 at one stage. So can Mears and Milutinovic build that momentum, that confidence, that touch back into their game for whatever comes next? That is a ripping serve. You won't have seen the start of it or the angle that I've got, but you'll see the end result, and it was well-deserved of it. And a quick timeout to discuss proceedings for the team Toffee Apples. But we'll go to a quick break. It's back to a 3-point deficit.
Milutinovic, very good run of serves in the baseline. One side out to change it.
15 serving 18. Jana with a great jump float. She's so powerful on the serve. Great set. Oh, Mears, if you don't mind. Kayla on the comeback with a cracking cross-court kill. Whew. Jana, here we go. Another great jump float. Gets the bump, retreats on the block. Can she get the dig? Yes. Can she power that one down? She can, but it goes just wide of the side. That could have been an interesting little comeback. They change ends. There's there's a little breeze, so I'm just trying to decipher what might be the good end. And I believe the broadcast end, the end that I'm at and that Angermeier and Sturgeon are coming to with their backs to us, I would say is the worst of the two ends. So Mears and Milutinovic on the comeback have just gone to the good end and find themselves 3 points in arrears and could have a monumental comeback. Let's see. Oh, that's an outrageous serve to pull out to bring up set point. Mentioned it earlier today, about 3 or 4 men's matches ago, that if you're going to miss a float serve from the middle of court, miss about there. But she did not. It tagged the line. Perfect serve. Still picking on Jana by the looks of it. Splits the middle, gets a better pass this time. Can she save one? Oh, good dig, good position. Tight, has to roll it. Now gets the approach. Jana, bang. Oh, Tarryn. Baywatch running in slow motion down the beach. Just out of reach. 1 set point saved. 17, serving 20. What is going on? Oh, it's a tricky serve. Gets a free ball. Can Jana pump this one down again? She does. She just chucks it down the middle. A retreating blocker. Genel might have wanted to stay at the net for that one. But it's tough to decipher when the pass was off the net. All right, so 1 set point saved again. Still 2 to go. Set point, 2018. They're getting a spike attack. Roll shot, not quite controlled by Jana. She gets the standing roll herself. Good control, but here we go. Kayla with a chance. Cracks it, cuts it, nicely done. I will not mention anything for fear of ridicule or the curse. But Mears with the serve, 1 set point to save. Goes Genel, wrong foots herself. And that end, that pressure, that class is coming to fruition. 20 all, got to win by 2. Nice little roll shot, picked up by Mears. I want to say relatively easily, but for her it was. And that 2-ball bump set, Jana Milutinovic coming up trumps. And out of nowhere, match point. It is 21 serving 20. At the tech timeout, it was 14-7. And a net touch has got this match done and dusted. An incredible set of women's beach volleyball. 14-7. Angermeier and Sturgeon had Mears and Milutinovic on toast. But those carbs went to work for Mears and Milutinovic, and they came back from nowhere. Saved 4 set points and had 1 match point to get it done, and they did it in 1. 2 sets to love.